And gentlemen, please, if you would, if you stand for the Lord's Pledge.
Right. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. For thine is the kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. One nation, under God, liberty.
We try to work that in 2-3 times a year just to kind of rub it in your nose. You know what I mean? Rubs it in mine, too. Hey, same to you, Mark Larson over there on the FM side, who was making obscene gestures to me because he was probably, I guess, the sound of that song kind of drifted underneath the door into his studio. 10 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock, it is a Friday. It's a lonely Friday here in the studio, the first Friday in the studio for several months now where we did not have a live studio audience. And the first Friday, since I couldn't tell you when, where it is not Anything Goes Friday, we will continue along the same vein that we have traveled all week long with a very short monologues. Again, today we return to a one-word monologue, and today's word is worms. That's right, worms. So anything that's as in can of. Anything that you wanted to, anything that you've never heard on talk radio before that you wanted to hear, this might be an opportunity to bring it up. We have always found that when people said that they had a can of worms to open, it was something worth listening to. Not necessarily a can of worms, but something definitely worth listening to. We enjoy worms. Man, I just don't understand. Sometimes you give me the strangest looks, Michael. I really do not understand. So I shall give you the telephone numbers. That's 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Today's monologue is worms, and you just kind of, fill in basically whatever comes along that goes along with worms, okay? Okay, here comes our first call for a Friday. St. Petersburg Saints are on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look in the dictionary for the word worm, and you see your picture right next to it.
Oh, really?
That's right. You hung up on me yesterday because you were afraid to talk to me.
Oh, really?
But you hit the nail on the head when you said worm today.
Uh-huh. What did you want to talk about yesterday?
About being in the armed forces.
Uh-huh. What about it?
Yeah, I asked you if you served in them, and you said, well, you know, and then you hung up.
That's right.
Did you or did you not serve in the armed forces?
Well, you know the answer.
See, I don't know it. Why would I ask you 2 days in a row?
Because we just finished talking about it yesterday. And, I don't mind answering legitimate questions, but when somebody's trying to be a smart ass, it doesn't, normally set my heart to dancing.
Come on, argue with me like you did yesterday.
Argue with you about what, sir? I can't argue with an unarmed man. Interesting afternoon. St. Petersburg Saints are on the air at 970 WFLA.
Is that right?
Whoa, Southside, how you doing, baby?
How would you gather that? I'm so thrilled that Tim Coles is spending 1 day a week on putting out the facts about
you ran away and I got on.
You keep saying that he's retired, but he's doing real strong.
He retired a long time ago.
Oh, but he's on, boy, from 10, and I know with all the radios you got in your house, because when you're off from work, you got to be listening.
Coming to take me away.
But Tim Coles has been bashing you good.
No,
And
really?
I haven't called old Tim, but I intend to next week.
Gosh, he's been bashing me. What's he doing sitting out there?
Come on.
What's he doing sitting out there on the front porch of the nursing home bashing me?
Oh, you don't want to even acknowledge that. You got away with murder. You got away with murder all these times. You've crucified the little broad on Channel 10 and all that, and all these other people, and they seem to ignore you. But now, old Tim Coles, from 10 to 12, WEND, the call
Knowles is after me. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh. I think you're going to
better
enjoy
watch
that.
my ways, huh?
Well, me and my little shack home out here.
Yeah?
Yeah. But we'll be, we're thoroughly enjoying to see you ride that big ski hill up to the top, and then when it comes down to the bottom.
Take me away, ha-ha.
But Johnny, you've been waiting for years and years and years. You don't have that much time left.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm in good health.
Well, you may be in good health, Johnny, but, you know, a man your age is certainly fighting the odds.
Oh, well, certainly. But you're going to be hitting
now?
You know, you're not that far behind. With your weight and everything at 44, 43,
43.
You look like, and your health-wise, you'll be like in the 50s in your age and your health and everything. Wait till you start going to these doctors and they hit you with these bills like I've been hit with. You're going to feel it, and it'll be pleasurable.
Well, maybe there were doctors that knew, you know, that you're a former drug dealer.
Oh,
Maybe
see how you lie?
We don't
like you call, Tim Cole's concentrated, how you call that woman a slut.
Probably getting all excited, that kind of talk, huh? Tim likes that kind of talk.
Oh, no. He never, that guy was so pussyfooted. That's why I never bothered to listen to him till he started picking up on you using words like that to the old people and everything. But don't worry about it. Your day's coming around the corner. There's no question, because you're so scared.
You know, Johnny, I'll bet you'd be, you'd like to be one of those people that's going to make a prediction that in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years I'll be gone from here.
Oh, no. See, the way it is today, the more vulgar, the more uncouth, the more, anything you do outside of well, not outside the law, because heaven forbid, I'd rather see a church ball than say that. And you know what that means? I don't think a religious man like you would even know what that means.
I'm not a religious man, Johnny.
That's for sure. But you're using it all. But I'm sitting back in my little Quonset tent hut, and you're still...
Is your wife there today by any chance, Johnny?
Huh?
Is your wife there by any chance today?
Oh, you still want to go under that?
Well, just have her call out in the background. Hi, Bob.
I wouldn't even be involved on that. Why don't you want to?
Your wife left you.
Well, how about Muffy? I wouldn't call my wife Muffy. I think that's the most. That's like a little teenage kid.
Well, it's short for corn muffin.
Oh, I see. Well, as if I don't believe anybody could figure that out, could they?
Well, it's real easy. You see, my wife is from Iowa.
Oh,
So I used to call her my little corn muffin.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then it just kind of got shortened down.
Yeah, but you seem to side away. Aren't you glad that Tim Coles now once a week is going to blast you and all the calls? I'm thrilled that, because I'm going to call because, I bet you got a radio in the bathroom. Because you say, by your own admission, you're so scared.
Johnny, this poor man has been trying desperately to get rid of me. I mean, he used to get people to write letters to the station over there at PLP when he was there before to get me fired. And, I mean, he just keeps going further and further and further down, and out. I mean, my God, he's now down to a station that has, this great signal.
WEND, I thought.
It goes from Chicago to Key West, but unfortunately it's only about a block and a half wide, the pattern.
Oh, but you see this, his education's far superior than yours. You know that. You will admit that over the air, won't you?
I have no idea what his educational background
is. Oh, my God, look at the job he had.
What, a nighttime talk show host at WPLP?
Oh, come on. But when his retirement check from the company that naturally, you don't want to put it over the air. I
don't want to put what over the air?
Where he worked at. Who he worked for.
I have no idea.
He went all over the world, and it's confirmed, and you know damn good well it was.
He was in the Women's Army Air Corps?
Oh, yeah, see, play games, boy, but don't forget, there's a lot of people that are sitting by waiting for you to stub your toe.
I know,
so we can really cry and really cry.
But, Johnny, what would you do with your afternoons if it wasn't for me?
Well, I'm not here that much.
Oh.
And I know you're going to make me out in my little shack, but if you could show me a shack in Madeira Beach.
Nobody ever said it was a shack. It was an efficiency apartment. That's what the woman said.
Well, yeah.
That you lived in an efficiency apartment.
I have a pull-down bed in the living room. That's what it is, if that's what you want to believe that, because you're big-mouthed, you know everything. But I've been sending money to Colonel North.
Great.
And I really believe... You've been wrong about everything.
Did you want to give out that phone number or the address to send money to? Johnny, did you want to give out the phone number or the address?
Oh, no, other people have. There's no problem on sending money.
You don't have an address, Johnny. You don't have a phone number. You don't have any money.
You want to bet?
You don't have a wife.
I can put you down. I can put you down like a bug.
Put me down like a bug, Johnny? What's that mean?
I could...
Is that one of those things from your wild youth? Back, what was that, 1907? Was that a neat thing to say back then?
Well, is there Well, I'll tell you, off the air, without you being involved, your name but without my name, I would bet $1,000 and lock it into a bank of WFLA, and make it loud and clear that the bank would accept it. And you put up your big mouth, and of course, with your money, that's just pin money, $1,000. And I would say, with your weight and everything, and your health thing, you'll be dead and gone before Oliver North would ever spend a day in jail. Now, you just said numerous times that he's going to be in jail. He's going to do this.
He'll do
now,
a little
put
bit
up your mouth.
Put up my mouth? Well, what do you mean, put up my mouth? I don't know. Was that something else that was neat to say back then?
Put up or shut up. You tell me the bank to put it in. You tell FLA, I'll do it. And you can bet your sweet ass it will, except I want interest on it.
Johnny, how do you know that my ass is sweet unless you, unless
now you're going to try the queer stuff.
Have you been
Don't give me
again,
that
Johnny?
queer crap. I was a Marine, dummy.
Whoa.
Yeah, you were a goddamn... You tried to beat you weren't a draft dodger. You make a big thing of that.
That's right,
You
Johnny.
didn't do anything. That's your whole trouble. You've never done anything for this country. You haven't done...
Johnny, what do you mean? I've made you almost as big a star as Rocky.
Oh, your ass. All you done, period, was go out there on Eastern Strike and build your ratings.
Johnny, you seem to have an awfully strange... desire to keep thinking about a certain
I want to see you. I want to be around when you make your big fall. And you're going to make it sooner or later, bucko.
Johnny, with callers like you who say things like bucko. Come on, man. I got it made in the shade.
I know it for a while, but people will stop. I really believe.
Yeah, just like you after 3.5 years.
I really believe you could go on the air and talk about Adolf Hitler and make him good, and those morons you got will say, yes, Bob, I agree, Adolf Hitler wasn't that bad. And you love to manipulate. You're a great manipulator. No question about it. I give you credit for that, but your education is zero. You don't even have a college degree. And these people says how well educated you are. Bull crap. You don't have it. You know it as well as I do, but you really absorb it good.
But Johnny, if I don't have a college education, how can you keep listening to me?
Oh, I'm just waiting. Because a big mouth like you, sooner or later...
Johnny, can I ask you an honest, sincere question?
You sure can.
How much does a quart of Madeira go for these days?
A what?
A quart of Madeira.
A quart?
Okay, a pint then.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You really want to put it... Well, think about it. Because you are for the bird.
For the bird? Whoa, there he goes, flying away into the sunset.
Payment based on a 60-month closed in lease, 10% down, 15.
Woodridge. Go out this weekend. Okay. One line available. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. Drop off. 2 lines available. Worms is the topic this afternoon, as in can of. Well, it's convenient for you. There's a line available in each county now. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Clearwater, High Clear, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Worms. I saw something in the paper earlier this week, and I couldn't wait to get a hold of you, but I had to wait for the right topic. It was in Los Angeles. They got an anti-terrorism act where they jailed the mother of a juvenile because the juvenile committed a crime.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know. I think that if everybody started doing that in all the states, this world would be in a lot of trouble. When the juveniles can go out and commit a crime, and just because the parents are responsible for the children, the parents get put in jail.
Well, it seems to me actually both got into trouble.
The parent and the son?
Right.
Really? I was looking for a follow-up. I didn't see anything
a pretty
else.
serious crime, as memory serves me, was something like rape.
Right.
Right. Well, it's not like they just took the parent and let the kid go. They took both.
Well, that's a little better, but...
Yeah, a little better.
But still, Bob, jailing the parents, you can only have so much authority or control over your children. I ought to know, but start jailing the parents for stuff like that? What do you think?
I think in some cases it may actually be appropriate.
And in some it won't.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought that was pretty scary, Bob. I know there's a lot of teenagers out there, and what are the parents shaking in their boots now, making sure that, oh, you better be good or I'll be put in jail too?
I believe there were some very serious extenuating circumstances here. It's not like, the woman was sitting at home reading her copy of Good Housekeeping and knitting, and the police kicked in the door.
Yeah,
she
I know.
had no knowledge of the fact that her son was running around, violent and rampant, and just drug her away, saying,
Oh, I didn't know anything about this,
I tried to make the best of what I could. It was only like a one-paragraph little thing in the paper. But when I saw that, it sure opened my eyes and got my attention. Well, I just wanted to bring it out in the open.
Worms are here on the desktop now if anybody cares to pick through them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Hey, anytime.
Bye.
990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Tampa, hi, Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
I want to know why you're always picking on the senior citizens. I've been down here from Paducah. And every time I turn on the station, there's some man or
Why do you sound...
there's some man or another...
similar to a young man's brother, a young man who works in this industry. You sound very similar to his brother.
I beg your pardon?
You sound very similar to a young man's brother, a young man who works in this industry.
Well, I don't take that very kindly, sir, because I am not a man. And I'm just wondering, every time I turn on the station, there's some man or another...
Why are you kind of squeezing your nose?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, you know about squeezing noses.
No, sir.
Sounded like an old nose squeezer from way back.
Why are you doing this? Every time I listen to your
I'm
station...
doing it because they pay me to do it.
There's some man cutting down the senior citizens, and I don't appreciate it. My grandson's a police officer, and...
Do you realize how many drop-offs I've had since you've started? That's literally how bad you're turning off the audience.
Well, I hope I am, sir, because
I bet you do.
There's just too much of this criticism that I'm hearing on this station. So if it's not religion or cutting down the senior citizens...
Well, what the hell do you want me to criticize? Volleyball?
Well, sir, I don't...
There's got to be something that we can all get our teeth into.
Why don't you talk about something constructive? Like, there's plenty of activities that the young people could know about, and you could use the airwaves a lot more constructively.
I use the airwaves very constructively.
But you're always cutting down these senior citizens. And if it wasn't for senior citizens, young man, you may not have
I know there wouldn't be any junior citizens, right?
I beg your pardon?
I said there wouldn't be any junior. Try to read my lips, dearie, like you do everyone else.
Well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, sir, because naturally I can't read your lips because I can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I'm down here until the end of the month, and I think it's a travesty that you're doing this.
I think it's a travesty that you're here too.
Well, I just I will not listen to this station anymore if you continue to bash.
Hey, Mikey, it's another one that doesn't listen.
Well, sir, you can say all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't appreciate this kind of talk. I don't like the swearing. The man who called earlier was swearing, and
pshaw.
You allowed him to swear.
Oh, pshaw.
Oh, pshaw.
Pshaw.
What? Well, sir, I don't know what you're saying, but all I know is I don't appreciate what you're doing on the radio. It's not good. It's not very Christian-like, sir. Are you Christian?
No, I'm a saxophone player.
Saxophone player. Well, it just goes to show. There you go. There you go again, making fun of old people. Have you ever been to Paducah? Paducah. I want to know if you've been to Paducah. Oh, this is very funny. I'm going to call your manager. Sir, I'm going to call your manager. And my son's a police officer, too. This is not funny. This is not funny at all.
Well, it wasn't intended to be funny. It's very serious saxophone playing. I've studied for years
that
and years
didn't sound like a saxophone to me, sir. That sounded like you're trying to pull someone's leg.
Pull someone's leg?
Yes.
You think I try to pull your leg?
Have you ever been to Paducah? I don't think you'd go over where I live at all,
Do you
sir.
roll your stockings down? Do you roll your stockings?
I beg your pardon?
Do you roll your stockings?
Well, that's none of your business how I put on my stockings. I just have one thing to say to you, that I'm going to address this to your manager and try to do something about this, because this is a travesty. This is
you see, if you were really an old person from Paducah, by this point in the conversation, you would be getting angrier and angrier and angrier. The frustration would be building.
I am very angry with you, but it's just I can't get anywhere with you.
Well, at least you take direction well.
Direction? I'm not getting any madder, sir, because you don't anger me. You just upset me.
Upset
because you're sitting here on the airwaves talking about old people,
on a chair, actually.
talking about religion and all this type of thing, and it's a travesty. It really is. And I'm going to get your name, and I'm going to write someone at your station and try to put a stop to this, because this should not be on the air. This should really not be on the air.
I kind of agree with you on that one. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello?
Yes, hi, Tampa.
Do you make obscene telephone calls?
Would you like to leave your number and find out?
No, thank you. I want to tell you this is the last time I listened to this porno station.
Hey, Mikey, it's another last time I'm going to listen call.
Yes, why is that, madam?
I don't like it.
What is it that you don't like?
All you have on your mind is sex. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
You're sick of sex?
Yes. Goodbye.
Why are you sick of sex?
Bye-bye.
But, madam, perhaps we can help you out with your problem. Why are you sick
and you
of
can't
sex?
help me out. I don't need any help. I'm old enough to know.
You don't need any help. You mean you sort of take care of your own needs?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. You're not going to get me into
Lady, what do you mean you're not going to talk about it? You're the one that brought it up. You're the one that called me and brought it up, lady. I never called you and asked you about your sex life, did I?
Chuck?
Now, would you like to tell us about your sex life? Now, would you like to tell us about your sex life?
How would you grade that one?
How would I grade that one? Well, we normally grade them in stars, right? I give that one 5 fingers. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
You're a creep.
Well, thank you very much. Was there anything else that you cared to add?
And you're a jerk and a fag.
What was that? We couldn't quite understand.
A jerk and a fag.
A jerk and a fag, I see.
And a fat slob.
And a fat slob, uh-huh.
And you're going to go to hell.
Okay.
Faggot.
Mm-hmm.
Creep.
Creep, uh-huh.
Cretin.
Cretin.
Idiot.
Idiot, mm-hmm.
Leftist.
Leftist. He's thinking of them as fast as he possibly can. Uh-huh.
Insane.
Insane. Whoa.
Ruthless.
Ruthless.
Dictatorial.
Dictatorial.
And unmanageable.
Unmanageable.
And overall a jerk.
And overall a jerk. Oh.
And hard to get along with.
Hard to get along. Who told you that?
Well, no one does.
No one does what?
Gets along with you.
Oh, Muffy does. Sophie does.
Well,
Clarence,
I suppose there's
Clarence
strange people everywhere.
Clarence does, and Whitley, and Rocky.
There's strange people everywhere.
Spike, Opus. They all get along with me.
Well, there's strange people everywhere.
Wolfie. Is that about it? Can we move on to someone else?
See you later.
Okay. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Good afternoon, Robert.
Good afternoon.
This is my first time I've ever called you.
Uh-huh.
While I was listening, I was looking through the paper to see if it's a full moon tonight from the previous callers. First of all, before I ask you my question, I'd like to wish you a good weekend.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Bob, I'm curious to know why we're only addressed, when callers call in, they're only addressed as Clearwater or Palm Harbor or Pete.
That's what I chose to do it.
But I noticed that it happened as soon as Lionel got his own shot. And, you know, I'm just kind of wondering if you're just keeping people's identity from getting popular so that somebody else gets a show. Not that I don't like yours.
What?
Well, what I'm saying is I noticed that you started doing that as soon as Lionel got his own show. And I'm just wondering if maybe you're trying to keep people who are very popular with the other listeners from...
Yes, that's the whole reason. Yes, that's the very reason.
Well,
Please don't tell anybody.
Expand on it?
Beg your pardon?
Can you expand on it? That's all
it's because I'm very insecure and I'm afraid of other people getting shows and becoming more popular than me.
Oh, okay. Well, then, like I said, have a good weekend.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
In the world, as we know it, there are two kinds of haircuts. You've got your super cut.
Well, just a Friday afternoon where we are opening cans of worms. There are several open already in the studio with the worms withering all over the top of the table here. It's really quite disgusting. Largo, hi, Larg. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You don't follow directions very well. You're supposed to turn your radio down. You're supposed to do that 11 minutes ago.
11 minutes?
Yeah, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to do it. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
Okay, hello?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about Geraldo Herrera.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about him?
I thought you wanted to talk about him.
Huh?
Let's go to Clearwater. Clear, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi. This is my first time calling. I'm 14 years old, and I enjoy the show sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And I usually watch it listen to it when I get home from school around 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you at that Phillies game the other day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was wondering where you learned how to throw. Not to be, you know.
In Collingswood, New Jersey. That's where I learned how to throw.
Where?
Collingswood, New Jersey. It's where I grew up.
Oh, uh-huh. Did you ever, were you ever, on a Little League team or anything?
No, I wasn't. I tried out for Little League, but I didn't make it.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay, anytime.
Can I sit home?
No. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. All of a sudden, the Van Ortner, with its incredible opportunity to open up cans of worms, the Van Ortner has become somewhat quiet. I don't quite understand why, but Michael and I are reasonable men. We have nothing better to do between now and 6 o'clock. And today must be a teacher's workshop day. I'll bet you that's what it is, Michael. Teacher's workshop day in Hillsborough. We are reasonable men, and we'll be here until 6 o'clock no matter what. Kenneth City. Kenneth, you're on the air at... Oh, what a tragedy. What an absolute tragedy. There must have been something that went wrong with that line to Kenneth City. I don't quite understand what that could have been. South Pasadena South, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, sir. I got a little thing here I'd like to throw out there.
Sir, many of us have problems along those lines, but don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, right. Anyway, what it has pertained to is the St. Pete Times front page today. And it has to do with a man, Paul Mack, who is the head dude to assistant of our House Speaker Wright, who severely maimed and for whatever reason beat this lady. Did you read about that today?
Yes, I did.
And I was just wondering if the other people out there took a look at this and read through it and can try and put together exactly how and why. First of all, he didn't do any time or any hard time.
Well, there's a much more serious and interesting question than the one that you're about to raise, and that is, this is a matter of public record. It has been for 16 years.
Right.
And why is it only now?
Right, exactly.
That the people are starting to have questions about it.
Exactly, that's what I couldn't understand. You read through this whole thing. Certainly, we don't have time to do it right now, but it is unreal what the guy did to this lady. Didn't do the time, and then right upon parole. No,
sir. I think you missed my entire point. What is unreal is why no one has bothered to question it for 16 years. Why only now it's being questioned.
According to the paper,
that's what is the
right. I'll
real
agree. According to the paper, the colleagues of his have questioned it or whatever, and for some reason they don't have the guts to say anything about it. I wonder if it's some kind of a political.
Well, sir, what would you like said about it?
Well, I think it's somewhere during that time, back when he was paroled and given this job, that some of these other House people or senators, whoever it is.
You are, of course, aware of the fact, sir, that he is perhaps the best congressional aide in Washington.
I did neglect to say that. But, I mean, if I was in the job that long, I believe that I would, Well,
there are a lot of people that have been in the job that long that aren't quite that good. That's not necessarily the case.
Yeah,
but I just thought I'd point that out.
Right. In your opinion, do you believe that somewhere along the line either strings were pulled by Wright or there was more to this story than
Sir, my name is not Janet Scialis. I do not attempt to forecast the future or to read even the past. I have no idea. I wasn't there.
Right. Okay, I just figured maybe some other people had thoughts on that, or maybe the inside line.
Well, there is definitely another can of worms on the desk.
You have a good one.
You too.
Okay.
990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Off it is now to Largo. Hi, Larg. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about that guy from Cincinnati that's squeezing Fletcher out, the weatherman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Well, I haven't really had a great deal of time to think about it.
Well, have you read it?
Yeah, I'm aware of the story.
Yeah. I think it's a shame the way they're doing that guy. And I just thought if I get it on the air, maybe somebody else would follow through with it.
What do you mean follow through with it? What do you want done?
Well, maybe someone else will follow through with it in Channel 10 and get the idea that they can't do that to everyone.
Well, they can.
Well, they are.
The people that own Channel 10 can do whatever they want with their employees, like any other station.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I still think it's got a dirty deal.
Well, what do you think is the dirty deal about it?
Well, he didn't even know anything about it.
Well, very few people do when they're about to get fired.
Huh? You mean they don't give you a notice or nothing at those stations, huh?
Well, apparently he's getting a hell of a lot of notice. The other guy doesn't come in.
Well, he didn't get it until the paper picked it up.
Well, no matter what the business is, you're rarely told that you're about to be fired.
Well,
it's not very usual.
Yeah. Well, Fletcher said last week in the paper that the paper picked it up from Cincinnati, and he said he hadn't heard anything about it.
Well, that's because you usually aren't told when you're about to be let go.
Well, I still think it's a dirty deal.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
There's another can of worms right here. Well, speaking of little round wiggly things, Don Richards standing by at the WFLA News
Wait,
desk.
hold it.
What?
Speaking of little round wiggly things?
Yeah.
That is the introduction to America's second most listened newscaster?
Today it is.
Oh, okay. Congressional Iran-Contra...
Love that. We got to cut that off someday and just use that as a drop-in. Back we are, yes, we being Michael and Bob. It's the Michael and Bob Show. And you can be part of the Michael and Bob Show, where the topic today is cans of worms, by simply dialing 461-9352 in Pinellas, 990-9352 in Hillsborough. Now, when you dial that number, Michael will answer. Michael, of course, is the world's toughest board operator. If you can get by him, then you get a chance to talk to me. Whoa. Double duty there for you. Clearwater, hi, Clear. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello?
Yeah.
Bob, how you doing?
Oh, reasonably well, all things considered. You know, it's close to the weekend. And
I just wanted to ask you, I heard you mention you were from Collingswood High. Collingswood?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you go to Collingswood High?
Yes, I did.
All right. What year did you graduate?
I didn't. I should have graduated in 1963.
1963. Mm-hmm. When did you move out of Collingswood?
1965 or so.
Would you happen to know a fellow named Tom Vincent?
No, the name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, now you realize Michael Landon is from Collingswood?
Yeah.
See, I'm from Audubon, New Jersey myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is right next door or whatever?
Well, kind of. There's one or two towns in between, but it's close.
Yeah. When did you move out of New Jersey?
In 1965 or so.
Oh, you moved out in 1965?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been gone for quite a while?
Yes.
Do you ever go back to visit or not?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I haven't been there for ages.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Well,
I haven't been there for ages. I have no reason to go there.
No, you don't have any family up there? Or?
No.
You don't? Okay, very good. Thanks for listening to me and hearing me out.
No problem whatsoever. There's another can of worms on the table. Collingswood and Audubon, New Jersey. Now, we have Dick Fletcher, Collingswood and Audubon, New Jersey. We have the woman in Los Angeles who was arrested because her son committed rape. Southside Johnny, just in general, a lot of bitching and moaning. You know, hey, I mean, if you can't find something to talk about amongst those topics, don't come to me to complain. Pinellas Park. Hi, Pinellas. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, fine, Parky.
I'm from Pinellas Park. I go to Gibbs High School.
Uh-huh.
And me and my friends, we sat around in our parking lot and listen to your show every day at 3 o'clock.
Well, wow. Farm out. Hi there, guys. And gals, too, maybe.
But, you know how you get all these old people that call up and start complaining about your show?
Yes.
We'd like to tell them to stay out of our business.
Stay out of your business? What do you mean?
Yeah, because we like listening to you. If they don't like it, they got stations on the radio for old people all the time.
Well, at least a couple of them, yeah.
I mean, you know, this is a show that we can enjoy and that we can relate to, and that is, like, fun for us. We enjoy you totally.
Well, don't you enjoy some of the calls from some of the seniors?
That's what we enjoy. We enjoy listening to you tell people the truth about what life is really about and not some BS that churches try to pull over on you, saying, send your money.
Well, don't you enjoy the calls with, like Southside Johnny?
Yeah.
Where we try to give him the truth?
Uh-huh.
Which is
like that old man you just had on there?
Yeah.
That old lady about rolling down her stockings?
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of people, we don't need them on the air. We like hearing
you don't
about
enjoy
the truth.
that. Okay. Well, I'll pass it along to them. Thank you, my young friend.
All right.
Take care there. Now, you old farts out there, you listen up. You know, you heard what the kids said. Behave yourselves now. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, Bobby, I just checked with your advertising department.
Uh-huh.
And they say that it's not the policy of your company to badmouth senior citizens and anyone who has ever served in the armed forces.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I also wonder, they say they represent a very big part of your market.
I don't believe the company has any policy on senior citizens or veterans.
Well, you just said they did.
No, I didn't.
You said that earlier.
No, I didn't.
And I called them up, and they qualified. They said that you do not tell them to badmouth old people.
Mm-hmm. What kind of a jerk are you? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, they represent a very important part of your market, and advertisers aren't going to advertise with somebody who puts down their mothers and their fathers and their brothers who have been Marines.
Oh.
Especially from a draft dodger.
Oh.
And they also don't like the fact that you don't fight fair. You're like a woman. You wear a dress. You always hang up when somebody has the...
Oh, okay, Frank Wood.
Frank Wood. Mr. Wood, what is your position in life?
I'm the president of the company that owns this radio station.
You are president of J-Corps.
Right, and we're down here.
You wouldn't fib about that now.
This is a performance review on Bob Lassiter today, folks.
You're not fibbing about this. This is for real. You are really Frank Wood, president of J-Corps.
That's correct.
Okay, because I've only seen you, twice before in my entire life, and I don't know where you came from. Could be true, could not be true.
We come in, we take the money, and grab it and take it north, right?
Mr. Wood will be here for only a very few moments before he catches an airplane back to Cincinnati, which, of course, as everybody in the entire world knows,
the broadcast capital of the world, right?
The broadcast capital of the world and home of J-Corps Communications. So if you would like to discuss anything with Mr. Wood, who is president of J-Corps...
About Bob Lassiter, okay?
About Bob Lassiter, yes. This would be an opportunity to do so. This is for real. This is not a joke. Mr. Wood does not get to Tampa very often. So let me give you the telephone numbers, 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Mr. Wood spends approximately three-quarters of your time defending me, correct?
A good bit of it.
Okay, so
instead of the mail, let's just hear it on the phone today, folks.
60 to 75% of his time. My goodness, you see that? The partner's starting to twinkle as we speak, Mr. Wood.
Go.
In the meanwhile, we'll take this call in Tampa. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
This is me.
Yes, this is you.
Okay, I just want to congratulate Bob.
Oh?
I think he can come out with some good answers, but I'm a senior citizen, and you know we're all born from a baby, we're called a baby. Then when we get a teenager, we're called a teenager. Then when we pass 60, we become a senior citizen.
Some of us do, yes.
There's a lot of us out here. Okay, what I would like to know, can you help me? On traveling, I find the blue reflectors on the highway, the freeways. Can you tell me what they represent?
The blue?
Orange ones, and then there's blue ones.
Well, they're just two different colors.
Yeah, I know that.
That's all.
But what do they represent?
Do you mean like on the side of the road?
I believe sin and avarice, aren't those the two?
Sin and
avarice.
Sin and avarice. Yes, I believe Mr. Wood is correct.
Yeah. There's what?
Blue is for sin. And
no, blue is for telephone.
Blue is for telephone.
And amber is electricity.
And amber is electricity.
Yeah. Okay, now, can you tell me what the big crosses in the highway are?
The big crosses in the highway.
That's where somebody croaked.
Somebody died with a little X. And the big X...
There's a whole school bus full of them, right?
Yeah, or whatever. Maybe they don't put them all, but it is a sign that somebody has been killed in the highway.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing that to our attention, Mr. Wood. You see, you learned something when you came down here. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hello, Tampa.
Yes?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah.
I just think it's terrible the way Bob criticizes senior citizens and also religion. I mean, I listen to him, but I get so furious because, I was young just like him once, and I maybe did it too. But it's really awful the way he just absolutely tears them apart.
You don't do it anymore?
Pardon?
Tell me some of the terrible things that he says about senior citizens.
Oh, he calls them names. He says...
What kind of names? Come on.
He says, do they wear running shoes? Have you got your socks rolled? And some of the names he calls
diapers?
them is
Does
just
he talk
terrible.
about diapers, too?
Pardon?
I've heard him talk about diapers, too, with older people.
Yes, he does.
That's terrible.
And I'm a senior citizen, but I go out and dance. I mix with young people. I have a ball. I don't sit in a rocking chair.
You just don't do it anymore, right?
I'm invited to parties all the time with young people.
Can I ask you a question? Two things. One is, why do you listen to him if he is...
I really don't. I turn him off at 4 o'clock as soon as Geraldo comes on. But the radio's on, so I hear him.
It's 4:16 now.
Pardon?
It's 4:16 now. It's quarter after 4.
Well,
here's what I think. I agree with you. I think that he really shouldn't be as nasty to older people. And if I were you, next time we saw Bob on the street, I would take my umbrella and crash him over the head with it.
Whoa, it's a terrible thing to say to an older woman like that.
No, I know, but I think that no jury would convict you for bashing Bob with your umbrella.
Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Lassiter?
Yeah, Tampa.
Listen, I'll tell you something. I think you're an idiot, and you ought to be fired. Because obviously you're not an American, and you have no sympathy for the working man.
I'm the guy who can fire him.
He ought to. He's an idiot.
Well, I tell you what.
He's been not only an idiot, his wife complains about his sex.
Where does she complain about his sex?
In the bars when she's picking up men.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, all right, next call.
Off we go to Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hi there, Tampa. Might be on Channel B. Might have done it too quickly. Let's try that. Tampa, are you there?
Yes. I'd like to talk to Mr. Woods.
Hi.
Mr. Woods?
Yep.
I want to tell you something. I don't know why you have that horrible, oversized person on the air. You know, he called me a slut yesterday, and I didn't appreciate that. Yes, and also he bashes the President of the United States. He bashes Ronald Reagan all the time, religion, and he talks about sex all day long.
Well, I am shocked and chagrined to find that this is going on our Tampa radio station.
Yes,
I really am.
And he also talked about Tim Coles, like that Tim is dead, and Tim is on another station, and Tim is a very nice person.
Timmy can't be a nice person if he's on another radio station.
Yes, he is, and he works at E&D.
Everybody on another radio station is the enemy, though.
Yeah, he's charming. But I'll tell you, you have to get rid of that big, oversized thing that you've got sitting there at that microphone.
Well, we're going to have a vote here this afternoon, okay? So
yes.
we'll take you that under advisement. Thanks a lot for calling.
Thank you.
Rosemary, you seem to be listening again. This is the fourth day this week.
I was listening to Mr. Woods.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
But Mr. Wood doesn't normally have a show at this hour. This is the fourth day this week, Rosemary, that you don't listen, that you've been listening. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Mr. Woods.
Yeah.
Yes, well, first of all, if Lassiter leaves, I leave WFLA. And I'm a strong supporter and believer in what he does. And
you must be really weird. If you like Bob Lassiter,
am weird.
You've got to be a really strange person, right?
Listen, I've got tired of listening to redundant news in the morning, so I don't listen in the morning any longer, and that's sad. Lionel, I listen a little bit too, but I always tune into Bob. You leave him alone. He's doing great. If the people don't want to listen, turn the radio off. Oh, Jesus, there comes Gary McHenry just
with all your listeners.
Yeah.
And we all vote for you. And I was wondering about, you know how all them people coming on there and saying how you criticize them?
Yeah.
And about Tim?
Uh-huh.
Well, he probably is a faggot.
Oh, my goodness.
But,
well, now, why do we have to take that where someone puts it into account here? I mean, can't we keep this on a loftier plane, this conversation?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Well, speaking of loftier planes... Well, if it isn't the Bronze Adonis...
Oh, it's good to hear from you again, buddy.
The world's most dangerous traffic reporter, Gary McHenry, with an airborne WFLA traffic report. Go ahead, McHenry.
Sound like you had something else to say, Bob.
Hey, McHenry, what's the situation on 75? You know, down around Malfunction Junction there?
That's kind of heavy there.
Kind of heavy this afternoon. How about Interstate 4?
How about the Howard Franklin Bridge?
Around the hump?
East and westbound?
Holy cow, you're kidding. Kind of slow?
Bumper, Bob.
What about US 19?
Oh, real slow.
Olmerton?
Oh, yeah, heavy stuff there.
Son of a gun.
Full of surprises today, Bob. Park Boulevard. Oh, great.
Sorry, Gary, you've used up your allotted time.
Bob, you used up all my time. It's not fair. Leave me alone. Park Boulevard Bridge out on the Indian School.
WFLA Tampa. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes. I'd like to know, why do you cut down old people?
I don't.
Yes, you do. I've been listening to you the last half hour.
No, I basically cut down befuddled old mean people.
Well, there's people in Tampa, you know, that really don't care for that.
Well, there are a lot of people in Tampa that don't care for a lot of things.
Yeah, like you.
No, that's not true. What are you giggling for? Because what? It's the first time you've ever spoken with a big radio star and you're kind of nervous? Because I'm fat. I see. That's all the reason for you to giggle. Uh-huh. Betsy in Largo. Betsy, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob, do you realize how dull it would be if you weren't on? And all I can say, kid, is just stay and drive him nuts.
Okay, there, Betsy. Well, there she goes. A fine, fine woman and a great guitarist. Off it is now to... Bradenton. Hi there, Bradenton. You're on there at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob. I hope you had a great morning. And riding up from Port Charlotte to here, I'm listening to You'd Like a Can of Worms. Well, I think I got one. You got to realize some of these people that called you and you cut off, we're lucky. We can switch them off on the radio, or you can switch them off on a phone. What about some of them that have children? Those children can't shut them off.
I don't quite know what you're talking about.
Well, some of these people, unfortunately or fortunately, have children. What do their children do with these people?
Well, most of them are long, long past reproductive years.
It's a dirty shame. Our kids, they never cry out. And I'd like to hear some of them come up on your radio station here and just tell us some of their troubles. Maybe some of the people that give them their problems that affect them might be hearing and maybe help them grow up a little better. Some of these kids we have out here growing up under a certain strain that we don't realize.
Okay, thank you ever so much. Let's see. We will give away a WFLA T-shirt to the third caller who calls in and can explain what that man was trying to say. St. Petersburg, you're on there at 970 WFLA.
Bob.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Wood still there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you probably won't believe this, but I have a picture of you on my wall.
Uh-huh.
And I also have a picture of Morton Downey beside you.
Oh.
Okay. So
strange combination there.
Both of you I look up to.
Well, I guess if you have the pictures up high enough, you'd have to.
And I really look up to both of y'all. I like what y'all say and what y'all do.
Well, thank you very much.
And if you left, I would have to switch stations also, like the one caller was talking about.
Well, which station would you switch to?
I don't want to say.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But I do prefer you on from noon to 3, though. I can listen to you more then. Because of the way I work, it's hard for me to pick you up from 3 to 6.
Okay.
So I only get you sometimes.
Mr. Wood is making a notation of that.
Okay.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Off it is now to Largo. Hi, Larg. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Mr. Wood, do yourself a favor and get Watermouth off the air. He pollutes it.
Why do you call him Watermouth?
Oh, Motormouth, I call him.
Oh, Motormouth.
Yeah, and he pollutes the air.
Well, why do you call him Motormouth?
Because he's sick.
He doesn't look sick to me.
He's a sickly man, and he don't do no good for nobody.
But
outside of the few perverts that call him.
A few perverts? Are you a pervert?
No.
Well, what
and
are you
Mr. Wood, you just put on there just to appease the people and make fun of them. You people are idiots.
Are you an idiot?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wood. We'll have to continue with another call now. Pinellas Park. Pinellas, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah. What that guy was trying to say?
Yeah.
He was trying to tell you that he would like to have people, the older people, come on the station and talk about problems that are bothering them.
No, I think he was talking about their children.
Yeah.
Not the older people.
Their children. Have them come on and talk about it.
Well, make up your mind. Which one is it, the older people or the younger people?
The younger ones.
Then why did you say the older ones?
Yeah, well, the middle age. Teenagers, not real old, but...
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. As a matter of fact, for the fifth caller, we have a WFLA coffee mug that can explain what the last caller was trying to explain about the first caller that we've initially mentioned that we offered the T-shirt for the third caller who could call in and identify that. St. Petersburg, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
May I speak with Mr. Wood?
You certainly may, sir.
Go ahead, please, caller.
Mr. Wood, I have a comment and a suggestion.
A comment and a suggestion, yes.
My comment is that I am entirely sincere in making this. The very best thing...
It's very important that you be sincere.
Well, I don't want to be making any joke out of this, but I find Gary McHenry the most entertaining and likable part of the Lassiter show. He is never mad at anybody. He is witty as hell, and he's entertaining. And my suggestion is that you give Gary McHenry at least 90% of the time and give Lassiter what's left.
He already has 85% of the time.
Well, that's good. More the better.
Well, St. Tampa, you're on there at 970 WFLA. Hi there, Tampa.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you.
I want to tell you that I love to hate you. I think you're horrible, you're mean, you're nasty, you're vile, but stay on. I enjoy you.
Thank you very much. My. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Don Richards, the world's second most popular news commentator, standing by at the WFLA News Desk. Donald.
970 WFLA News at 4:30, brought to you by Midway Airlines. Their Spirit will lift you. State says it will not.
Oh, yes, that's me. Let's see, Lutz. Yes, Lutz, you're on there at 9... That 4:30 cast always throws me. Lutz, you're on there at 970 WFLA.
Yeah. Mr. Wood?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, first of all, speaking for the preponderance of Tampa Bay listeners, we feel that Mr. Lassiter is a warm, caring, sensitive, wonderful human being who everybody here loves and cherishes. And additionally, we feel that he deserves an immediate 50% raise in salary.
I don't think I could. I couldn't live with that, caller.
I'm sorry?
I couldn't live with that. I just finished negotiating something quite substantial.
I'm sorry, Bob.
No problem, Luce. Angus Valley. Angus, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob.
Yeah.
A friend of mine told me that you and Cleveland Wheeler had a confrontation on the air one time.
That's true.
What was that about? Would you like to talk about it?
It was about Nutrisystem.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, a year and a half ago.
Okay. What did you think when the Phillies traded Dick Allen in '69?
I don't remember.
It was a big deal. Kurt Flood refused to report. It started the free agency thing.
A lot of time has passed between 1969 and 1989, and there's many things. I've been married a couple of times. Started a new career, owned a business. Many things have come between that trade and now.
What kind of business did you own?
Television and stereo store in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay. Well, Bob, have a nice weekend.
You too. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Brand, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine.
Is the contest still running for what he was just talking about?
Possibly.
I'm not sure. I was just wondering. The reason why I called is I wanted to make a comment to Mr. Woods, and this is kind of a can of worms. I was wondering if there's any way you could find a time slot for him, because I think that he's brought a little bit of humor to the airways today that has been lacking in the past couple of months.
Well, I do have my duties back in Cincinnati, and while I would like to do an air shift here, I have to go back to Cincinnati.
Well, what would it take to get you in, out of management and onto the airways?
Probably about $35,000 a year.
Is that it?
Yes.
Is that it? Well, Bob's car allowance might pay for that.
Bob pays for his own car.
He does?
Yes, he does.
Well, that's a can of worms.
No, it's a Lincoln.
It's a Lincoln. This is the reason why you should be on the air.
I can agree, but like I said, I do have my responsibilities in Cincinnati where I oversee the entire operation of J-Car.
The entire operation. How many channels how many stations is that?
At least 419.
At least?
At last count. This miserable Michaels fellow that works for us keeps buying more. It's very difficult to tell how many we have at any given time.
And $35,000 wouldn't be out of the question to bring you on the air.
That's what it would take to get me on the air here.
I don't think there should be any problem. Just write a memo to J-Corps and ask for the $35K.
Sorry, with all the big bucks that we pay to other people, we just don't really have an extra $35K this year.
How about you, Bob? Would you have it in pocket change to bring this man around?
Hey, come on, they don't pay me that kind of money.
$35K?
No, they're not to have the pocket change.
That's pretty much what I called about. I was enjoying this. I'm a first-time caller, and I was enjoying driving home, listening to Mr. Wood's comments, and I had to run to the phone right away. As soon as I got in, I waited on the line. Your producer, Hectic, the man that's Hectic, as soon as he came onto the phone, he said, "What question do you want to ask Mr. Woods?" And I said, "No, really, I want to talk to Bob, but I'll talk to Mr. Woods as well." But he seems to be working for a different fellow there today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, of course, everybody. When the big cheese, the biggest cheese is here, well, the next to the biggest cheese is here in town, we all drop whatever it is that we're doing and work for him. Standing by way up there in the sky.
Dear Mr. Cheese, Bob's going to be 30 seconds late.
During the break, Mr. Cheese was saying to me, how come, Bob, you knew all of this, all of the areas that where the traffic was slow? He was saying, we could probably save a lot of money by getting McHenry out of the sky in that airplane, and you could just, recite these notorious slow areas every day.
Oh, sure, Bob. Anybody, a monkey with sign language could recite the areas. But who can be likable and witty as hell?
Sure is not you.
Oh, Bob, my buddy Bob. Traffic along.
Party Marty.
Is it my turn now, Bob?
By the way, where are you going for Foxes tonight?
Gee, I haven't really given it any thought. I've had such a hectic week, Bob.
Oh, really?
I may have to just put some locations in a hat and draw them.
Well, you'll do that before 6 o'clock, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'll do that like 1 hour from now. We'll have the big drawing.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be great, huh, Bob?
Sure. Now just recite those same slow areas again.
Oh, okay. I can tell you,
Mr. Cheese will really like to hear them again.
A couple of folks have apparently gotten carried away.
Here we are again. Bradenton, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob.
Yeah.
Mr. Wood. No complaint with Mr. Lassiter. I followed him to your station from PLP about a year ago. And your host, I like probably all of them. I don't get to hear enough of Liz Richards. But my big complaint on the station is, how come PLP can have an 800 number and FLA can't?
Because PLP is desperate for callers, and they will do almost anything to get people to call.
But I don't think you should penalize us people down in Braden and Sarasota in the outlying area when we want to call in.
Well, actually, we like you to listen very much. What you might do is to call that PLP 800 number.
No. I finished with PLP when Lassiter left there.
Oh, I can understand that. A lot of people did, actually, virtually everyone, with the possible exception of Shorty Obarski's family. I really can't. I'll look into it when I get back to Cincinnati.
Well, that's my only complaint, and I think you're the man to talk to. And I do call in occasionally, but I do listen every day, and I listen to Lionel and Ted and the whole crew. I love the morning program also.
How about Paul Gonzalez? Do you enjoy him?
Yes, very much. And like I say, I enjoyed Liz. I know Liz had a lot of friction going with a lot of people, but even when she was on late at night, why, I would catch her every now and then if I was up or around. And talk radio is, I got three radios on daily. Listen to them all. I can tell you everything that happens every day. And I don't call that much. I probably call a couple, 3 times a month, and I know I would call more often if it was an 800 number.
Well, I'll take this call into consideration for sure on deciding whether or not to put it.
I know back when Bob was going for his Lincoln, I wrote a little poem for Bob when he was going for his Lincoln, and I'm sure he recorded that. And, it sets back. It cost me $3 or $4 to wait on the line and read him a poem and everything. I do enjoy the station, and I will continue to call occasionally, but I would think, an 800 number for your station would really get a lot more calls coming from the out-of-town areas.
Well, thank you, Bradenton.
Okay, Mr. Wood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to St. Petersburg. Hi, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, is this here Bob?
Yes.
Here's Bob Lassiter.
That's true.
Well, hey, listen, this here is Bill. I'm down here in St. Petersburg. Hey, listen, you get on that air and you talk a lot. You know that?
Yes, I do. Thanks for pointing it out to us, Bill. St. Petersburg, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Did you happen to catch the article in the St. Pete Times this morning about John Mack?
About John Mack. Refresh my memory, please.
Okay, he's assistant to Jim Wright.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did.
Well, is it me, or should I feel outraged? Because I do. And I'm wondering, should I have more forgiveness for this man? Should I feel a little more compassion? I mean, right now all I feel like is, how do I get this guy out of an $89,000 a year job?
It's an incredible story. I remember vaguely having heard it once before, and then, of course, like most people, I had forgotten it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about it. How long do you ask somebody to wear a hair shirt? But by the same token, my God, what a despicable, subhuman act what he did to that poor woman. Thank goodness that she's still alive and, is more or less recovered as you can possibly be.
Yeah. But, of course, no thanks to him.
I don't know.
I mean, he did nothing to help her recovery whatsoever.
Obviously not.
He's never even as much as apologized to her in person.
Obviously not.
And, he made a little mistake. 15 years ago, made a little mistake. Well, we're all real sorry, John, but I don't think that entitles him to make policy decisions for Congress, which is basically what his job entitles him. He sets the agenda for what legislation Jim Wright is going to present.
But then what does it? Does it entitle him to drive a cab? Does it entitle him to be an accountant? See, this is one of the areas that I get so damn distraught with in terms of attempted murder. I believe that attempted murder should be dealt with just like successful murder.
Right.
Simply because the woman was strong enough to survive the attack. Why should that somehow be a benefit to him?
And he gets sentenced to 15 years in the state pen, and he only spends 27 months in the county, which apparently was, according to the article, a lot less severe environment than the state.
Oh, it almost always is, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm thinking, well, where, and they're talking about, well, he served his debt to society. Where? How? I don't understand. I don't see any debt to society being paid here, you know. This is not what he was sentenced to. And,
well, I think we would all spend a hell of a lot less time concentrating on some of the more glamorous, like the Ted Bundy type, the more glamorous criminals and wanting our pound of burnt flesh, and spend a hell of a lot more time concentrating on all of the criminals, on all of the outrages, basically due to our own inattention, our own inability to fess up and pay up, that we'd all be a hell of a lot better off.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot better off.
What can we do? Is there anything we can do about this guy? I mean, what you know, do I have to live in Texas or what?
No, there's not a damn thing. You know, it's over and done with. You know, probably public pressure at some point will get his boss out of office and he'll go with him. But, you know, beyond that, no. He'll probably end up with a better job.
I'd also like to mention that I can't believe nobody has figured out that Mr. Wood has left like about a half hour ago. I know, but I'm sitting here listening to these people, and I'm thinking, come on, you know, come on.
I've got to go.
Okay.
World's most second popular newscaster standing by at the WFLA news desk. We'll make you get up and run down to the Oric store and check one out for yourself. They gave me a list of things here. They talk about old double brushes and all high-speed motors. And hey, look, the Oric vacuum cleaner is an incredible vacuuming machine. It weighs 8 pounds, only 8 pounds. Take your vacuum cleaner at home, run it up and down, bring an Oric in behind it, and the Oric will pick up dirt that your vacuum cleaner left behind. And it only weighs 8 pounds. It's lightweight. You can hang it on the wall. The Oric vacuum cleaner. You've got to see it to believe it. Maybe not such a bad idea with Mother's Day coming up. 13230 North Dale Mabry in Tampa. Their telephone number is 264-1937, 2454 McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater. Their telephone number, 726-0523. The Oric is an incredible machine, originally designed for hotels, but you can have one for your house. Check it out. 13230 North Dale Mabry in Tampa, 2454 McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater. Go in and simply say, hey, look, I want to see the vacuum cleaner that Mad Dog and Muffy were fighting over. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, why the hell would anybody want to hang a vacuum cleaner on a wall? That'd be the ugliest damn thing.
Well, no, you see inside your closet.
You hang it inside. Never thought of that. Look, I want to talk to Wood. Is he still there?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, you know that bloated blowhard there is claiming that you got $1 million to give anybody that can prove that the draft dodger was in Canada. Is that true?
Yes, that's what he said.
How is that payable?
In cash.
In cash, $1 million in cash. And what will you accept as proof that he was indeed north of the border?
I will accept as proof something like a record of his having left the country and returned.
Okay, how about a photograph with Niagara Falls in the background? Would that do?
No, it wouldn't.
Why not? That's in Canada.
No, Niagara Falls is on both sides of the border.
But Horseshoe Falls?
I will take a record of his having left the country and returned.
Okay, I'll see what I can do about coming up with that.
I doubt it very much, you lying, good-for-nothing SOB.
Now let's go to St. Petersburg. Oh, sorry, let's not that line. So you would prefer which one, Michael? Nona? Okay. Nona, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Mr. Tampa Bay. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you thought that maybe nobody ever invented brushing your teeth. Would you want to do something like that anyway?
I do brush my teeth from time to time.
Yeah, but if nobody had ever invented it or thought of it, I mean, wouldn't you want to do that anyway to, like, clean your mouth out?
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah. Is Mr. Wood still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, have you ever considered, or has J-Core ever considered maybe having an all-James Brown radio station?
Actually, we have 3 of them.
Really? Where at?
One is in Jacksonville, one is in Bakersfield, California, and the third one is in Indianapolis.
All right, well, I'll be packing my bags and moving there.
Okay, we look forward to that.
Thanks a lot.
990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Again, it's an opportunity that we give the audience from time to time to open up various different cans of worms. Occasionally they take advantage of it. Occasionally they don't. occasionally they just show up anyway. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. 1 hour left to go. Mr. Woods, will you, excuse me, I always make that mistake. Will you be able to stay with us into the third hour?
Well, possibly for a few calls.
Thought maybe next fall would be a little bit better time for that. The monologue today, keeping in the spirit of our very short monologues this week, the monologue today is worms. Maybe it should have been canned, but worms it was. And people have been opening up cans of worms all over the place. It has really been exciting if you've been along with us to this point. 990-9352 is the number in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. You might think of it as sort of a show devoted to anything that you wanted to hear on talk radio but hadn't yet heard. Might be brought up this afternoon. Larg, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
You're doing a poor job imitating Mr. Wood or whoever you're supposed to be imitating.
Largo held on through the newscast for 13 minutes. Largo wanted us to know that he was sharp enough to catch on that it was me holding my nose. It took him 40 minutes to catch on to that, and then he sat there at his expense for 13 minutes through a newscast so that he could say we were doing a poor job of imitating Mr. Wood. But, Largo, we want to tell you that we are really impressed with how sharp you were to pick right up on that. Another call from Largo. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is the first time calling to your show.
Great.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be a little disappointing. There'll be, I'm not going to tell you how much I hate you because I like you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but I first got tuned into talk radio in Fort Lauderdale when I was listening to Neil down there.
Mm-hmm.
Neil and John Broward and all those guys. And
well, John's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, has been for over a year.
Oh, well, I moved, I went to New Orleans for a while, and then I came over here to St. Pete. But I got to tell you something, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
You are one talented person.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the people that I listen to, like I listen to WFLA all the time, but I turn it off now from that hour of 9 till noon. I just don't even get anything out of it then. But
well, you could get some free legal advice.
Yeah, well, I don't need free legal advice. My wife's a lawyer. But anyways.
Blizzin plays one hell of a harmonica.
Yeah, really, isn't it something? You can't hear nothing going on.
If I was Frank Wood, I would give Blizzin at least an hour a day to sit there and blow harmonica. And I think it would blow the rest of the stations out of the water.
Yeah, well, anyways, I think you're a great guy, Bob. And, I listen to you all the time, every day. And what I hear is a person that cares about what's going on in this here U.S. of A. And you have a lot more to say than anybody else on the wave. And
tuning in. Well, she did call today for the fourth time this week. And now to put the cap on the whole thing, the other reason that most of you have been waiting for, to see what the special will be this coming week at the Grand Prix Car Wash. I cannot hold you up any longer. I've got to tell you, first of all, full-service wash, okay? An exterior armor all. That means, like the tires and so forth and so on, if you have a vinyl roof, et cetera, et cetera. A freshener and a hand wax job, all for $19.95. Normally that would cost you $34.95. $15 off. And your car deserves it. You know it deserves it. You abuse that car unmercifully. The Grand Prix Car Wash. $19.95 for a full-service wash, an exterior armor all, a freshener, and a hand wax job using, of course, the finest products available. 3 locations deserve you. 1880 Gulf to Bay Boulevard, right across from the Clearwater High School. In Seminole, 10471 Park Boulevard, and in South Tampa, 3622 Gandy Boulevard. Dunedin. Hi, Dun. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
How you doing?
Fine.
The FAA has a list of words that you're not allowed to use.
The FAA, really?
And you use them, which doesn't bother me at all. Some people don't like them. I was just wondering if you get fined every time you use them, and whether you have it in your contract that you have a daily allowance, or whether it comes out of your pocket, or whether you get fined at all, or whether they care, or what.
Well, first of all, I'm not regulated by the FAA.
The radio station is, though, right?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not?
No, you were probably thinking of the FCC.
FCC, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's my mistake.
And in terms of the list of 7 words, they don't really have a list of 7 words.
No?
No, they don't. That's kind of a fallacy.
Yeah, I heard something about it. They were cracking down on it, or...
Well, no, they have rules against obscenity.
Right.
And some of those 7 words might be considered obscene, but it all depends on the context in which they're used.
Ah. So you don't ever get fined or in trouble, or...
No, I've never been fined, sir.
No? Oh, okay. Well, I was just curious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Off it is now to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah.
I've got a can of worms for you.
Oh, a can of worms, okay.
Well, it's more of a confession.
Confession?
Yes. I used to fix radio contests back in 1956.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard on Ted Webb show today, I think his name was Rockin' Robin. I don't think he's with this radio station anymore. But when I heard his voice, I've been carrying this guilt with me for 30 years, and I just got to confess it to you.
Okay, I guess you just did. Off it is now to Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I think one of the most interesting can of worms this week was the Morton Downey expose when they talked about the gold mine swindle that he's involved in. I mean, this...
Well, allegedly involved in, sir.
Well, allegedly involved in, right. But he became so adamant, and from what they say, it looks like it's going to be a real can of worms. And the only reason it's so interesting to me is here's a guy that's waving the flag and talking about the great country, and he's out there diddling about so many people for millions of dollars. It's sort of a little bit of hypocrisy as far as I see it.
Well, first of all, I'm not overly familiar with the story, but my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that Downey's only real traceable affiliation with the company was as a public spokesman. And there's a strong possibility that he may not really have been aware of any of the internal operations. Is that not true?
Well, they say spokesman, but I believe there's some solicitation involved in it, too. But that has to be proven. So a man's innocent until he's proven guilty. But I think if you're really innocent, you don't become that adamant and get violent with the cameraman and start slugging him around in front of a hotel just because he wants to take your picture. I mean, this guy's a public image, and he's always taking pictures. And that seemed to me like he got a little bit upset, more than usual.
Well, in all honesty, we don't know what went on prior to that incident. All you know is what you saw.
That's true.
And sometimes it can be a little bit difficult being out there every day and having people trying to take shots at you constantly.
No question.
I'm not really trying to defend Downey. I just don't know all of the facts about the story.
No question about it. He's controversial, and that's his job, just like yours, to be controversial. But what I'm saying, I hope for his sake he's not involved. But I'm also saying that if he is, it's gonna take a real dent out of his popularity with the public.
Well, Downey's entire life is a rather bizarre and strange one in terms of where he has been inside of his head. The book that he recently wrote, the man is not overly intelligent. He's not, well, that's not really the right way to phrase it. He's not terribly deep in many of the things that he proposed in his book, for those of you who got suckered into buying it like we did. His proposals just don't work.
Well,
There's no thought behind them. It's all simple populism.
Well, his aunts were Constance Bennett and Joan Bennett, the famous movie actresses, and he was raised in that kind of an atmosphere. So he doesn't. I don't think he's really that down to earth. I think it's sort of a facade, and but be that as it may, it's going to be interesting to see the results of this inquiry.
Thank you, my friend.
Right on.
Take care. Don Richards standing by with a WFLA News Brief. Donald.
State prosecutors dropping all charges against James Richardson. Judge ruled in late April that he was wrongly convicted of the murder of one of his 7 poisoned children, that perjured testimony was used in the case. Richardson says now wants to try checking out
the thing. Okay, I've got everything in the hat.
Okay.
Let's see here. Boy, this is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. A hell of a lot more exciting than that story about Oliver North.
I'm going Now, you know, the rest of the story. Okay. Bob, I am going tonight to be patrolling and cavorting within the confines, within the boundaries.
One second here.
Right in the heart of beautiful downtown Anuna.
Beautiful downtown Anona.
What's so funny, Bob? I haven't hit.
Hey, Garrett, sounds to me like a great idea because I don't know of any other young stud that's going to be out there tonight.
I figure I'll have a monopoly.
I think so, too.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Or a Yahtzee.
And on the, that's right. Well, it's same company. Northbound, I-275, we've had another problem right.
Okay, Fox says, you got it. You know where he's headed to. Is that for real? All of them? The entire board? Gone?
All of them. Every single one of them fell off.
Well, maybe I better give the phone numbers again in a real hurry because they're still,
you may need to push that chair back.
Still, push the chair. You want me to go? You want me to go down on the knees and beg and plead to get through this hour?
Not yet. Just push the chair back. Maybe the sound of that will work.
Well, maybe I'll just push the phone numbers. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Come on now. Weekend doesn't officially start for another 17 minutes. You guys still have an obligation to me. Let me tell you about Dr. Robert Sobel. Let me tell you about program that can make it possible for you. Oh, you go down there about once a month and work the benches, don't you, John?
Yeah. Hey, you know where Mickey's Meat Market is?
Is he talking to me?
I think so.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
It's over in Gulfgate area. Yeah, I hang out there a lot, too.
Wait a second, Gary. Is this a legitimate butcher shop you're talking about?
Yeah, I used to work there when I was in high school.
At Mickey's Meat Market?
Mickey's Meat Market,
It is, you're not trying to be smart now. This is a nice young woman.
No, it's a real place.
Uh-huh.
Has he ever gone to Anton's?
That's like a high-classy place, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I never would have been there.
Oh.
Well, I only have this on a rumor, but it's my understanding that there will be a fan club, sort of, Foxes for McHenry, starting up very, very soon.
Oh, but I'm leaving the 15th.
Oh, great.
Going back to Michigan.
Well, you could join before you went back.
Yeah.
Or, I guess you guys, couldn't you land in Sarasota tonight? You guys get together at Mickey's Meat Market?
Yeah, well, I could land out on Crescent Beach.
Crescent Beach? Whoa.
Huh? Lots of spots.
Or you could come down to Antone's.
Now, what's an Antone?
It's a very nice lounge.
I mean, that's whereabouts? Is it what, south of Stickney Point or down
That's Beneva and 41.
Oh, that's Beneva at the trail. Oh, yeah, okay. Down by Sarasota Square.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Across the street.
I work the benches down there, too. I'll be there.
Can I kill his mic now?
Yeah, you can kill his mic.
Hi, Mike.
Might also try to get his gas allowance cut, too, for the upcoming week. Well, that's as good as I can possibly do.
Okay, Bob. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Bye.
I always try to help out here. Unbelievable trying to get McHenry fixed up with a Fox. Treasure Island, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hello, Treasure. Treasure once. Treasure twice. Treasurer becomes the newest member of the Dog Meat Club. St. Petersburg, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You're a fat slob.
Well, that's possibly true. How about you?
Hey, listen, before you hang up on me, I just want to tell you how much I hate you. I hate you.
Well, you're right. I am a fat slob,
Well, yeah, you are a fat slob.
You, of course, unfortunately,
you're a commie.
You, unfortunately, are an obnoxious, mean, just disgusting little person. I'm going on a diet. What are you going to do? Holiday, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Ron. I prefer you over him.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome, and I'll call you again.
Okay.
Bye, Bob.
Bye-bye. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Standing by right across the hall at the WFLA news desk for anything in between. Calb's Cove, 13155 Gulf Boulevard in Madeira Beach. The telephone number is 393-3448. 393-3448. It is an absolute must dining experience at Calb's Cove. You will not be disappointed. Dunedin. Hi, Dun. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob.
Hi.
I don't hate you. I like you a lot.
Oh, darn.
I know I used to listen to you from 12 to 3 almost every day, but ever since you switched, I've been wanting to call you and ask you if you knew what a case of broadcasting suicide you committed by going to 3 to 6.
Well, I'm not quite sure I know what you mean.
Well, do you know who you're going up against just 70 kilohertz up the AM dial now?
Same people I've always been up against.
From 3 to 6, that Grand Fazar of Wadi-Doo-Dah, that Sheik of Shaboom, the Megawatt Maverick, the mighty Howard Hughes.
Wait a second. Are you talking about Party Marty or Howard Hughes now?
Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes, yeah. Well, I appreciate that, but you see, Howard and I appeal to two different audiences. Howard basically is after the how can I say this? The oversized female. Of course, I am basically appealing to the undersized female. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's really two different audiences, even though it appears to be one and the same.
Right. Well, they get a lot of call-ins on there. They might take as many calls as you do from the 3 to 6.
Are you serious?
Really? A lot of crazies call.
On Howard's show?
Sure.
I just spoke and shook his hand today. Spoke with and shook his hand today.
Well, I wish there was some way I could listen to you both. I guess I'll have to get my tape recorder cranked up.
Well, okay.
Okay, Bobby. Have a nice weekend.
Take care, you too. Safety Harbor, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Oh, great.
Great. Well, who call and display their ignorance over the airwaves.
Well, I mean, come on. It wouldn't be any fun to listen if that were the case.
Well, that's entirely true, but I've been down here about a little over a month, and a majority of the people who agree with you for very valid reasons, but it seems like a lot of the people who disagree with you just come on and take the fact that they disagree with you as an excuse for them to begin ranting and raving. Southside Johnny, I think, was a good example of that earlier today.
Well, Southside Johnny is a special case. He has been with us for almost the entire time we've been in the area.
I see.
But you're quite correct on a lot of other people. It's rather sad when you think that there are so many people out there who would disagree with me, but can't quite put it into words as to why. So therefore, they will attempt to, some kind of a personal attack. I disagree with you because you're a fat slob, or you're this, or you're that, or your dog smells.
That's exactly right.
And it's really very sad.
True. A real quick case in point
Funny
was
as hell, but sad.
True. A real quick case in point was your solution to Exxon last week, which I thought was outstanding. I wanted to call you up and tell you how much I agree with it. Unfortunately, I was in a car stuck in traffic on 19. But it was amazing how many people just jumped on you saying, no, we got to boycott these people, and they're sending you their cut-up credit cards. And now I see in USA Today that the whole process is now gaining steam and that they want resolutions in Congress about boycotting Exxon, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, who is at fault here? It really shocks me at how quickly people fly off the handle and when they don't even know the facts.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
It really is.
Thank you, Mike.
Going to Cobb's Cove tonight.
Oh, you are?
I am.
You'll have a great time.
I appreciate it, Bob. Thank you.
Let me know about it on Monday, okay?
I will. Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Hey, all you guys, behave yourselves. We'll do it again on Monday at 3.